evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some Druid Arena action. We played against two fairly weak opponents to start off this arena, and I'm not complaining about that at all. I've definitely had my share of bad losses, so I don't mind playing against newer players every now and then, but we can expect to see some harder games coming up. While Blizzard hasn't... Okay, so I actually asked about this on the Blizzard forums, and someone pointed out to me that in, like, the pre-alpha stage or something like that, like the alpha preview, they did say that the arena is... independent of your constructed ranking, and it does try to pair you up with people who are of your similar rank. But that was like pre-alpha or whatever, so I don't know how much I can really trust that that report. But anyway, it does seem like from anecdotal experience that yes, you do sort of get paired against people of the same level as you. Just, you know, watching lots of videos on this channel, you can see that I often have easy wins to start out, and then it gets really, really hard all of a sudden. Up against a mage, which is never my favorite thing. We've been doing all right against mages, and actually some of my most recent losses have not even been against mages. Oh my god, please do not coin out a 1-drop. Please don't coin out a 1-drop. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so here I have a bevy of options. I can play the Berserker, which she can just kill. I can play this, which she can kill one of them, but then the Scout can actually potentially kill off this Young Priestess. But then that's the exact same thing as just using hero ability. Like basically, if the only difference is if I play this, she's gonna use 2 mana to kill it, whereas she might have instead wanted to play a creature. I'm gonna trust my instincts. I'm gonna play this. So the idea here is I don't want her, like if I use my hero ability to kill this, she can just play a creature for 2 mana. Instead, she either plays a creature for 2 mana and accepts that like my stuff lives, or she spends her whole turn killing this Murloc Tidehunter. Now, she does have the coin, because this is obviously only a 1-mana creature. And by leaving it alive, I suppose it does mean that whatever she plays this turn, if she does play a creature, it will get +1 health. But I'm hoping that I can just bait her into doing this, which is exactly what happens. Awesome. And she's going to obviously swing by. Okay. So, do I play the Mark of Nature now? I can make this a 1/5 and kill this thing. I think it's actually worth it. I mean, the alternative is to shapeshift and kill the Young Priestess, but the problem is then that she could just kill this thing. So, let's go ahead and do it. I think, as the old saying goes, a good option now is better than the best option later. So, what she really wants now is a Frostbolt. That would be the best way to deal with this guy. But I'd be alright with that. So, if she does Frostbolt this thing, I mean, it'll be 6 cards to 5, and I was the first player, so it's all totally fair. Oh no, I guess I would be a card down because of the Mark of Nature. So perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have just traded and played the Berserker. Yeah, maybe that would have been a more precise play to put a bigger threat on the board. Like, this is a much bigger threat than a 1/3 is. Yeah, I probably messed that up. I'm sorry, folks. Alright, so that's a very, 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 very good answer to this thing. I cannot protect it with my Sen'jin because, of course, this thing has taunt, so it's unprotectable. What I'm going to do is salvage the best of a loss situation. I'm just going to go ahead and kill this right now. I could be cheeky and hit for 1 damage, but let's not do that. And I'm gonna actually play the Pint-Sized Summoner, because with no creatures on the board, it doesn't really make a difference, the 3 health versus the 2 health, except in like a charging Murloc or something along those lines. But this can actually let me play a Wind Fury Harpy a turn early, which would be nice. Okay, well, just after I finish saying it doesn't make a difference, that bad card makes it a difference. Soul of the Forest. Man, this is why I don't like cards like Soul of the Forest. It is just not super great here. So she can use the Stormpike Commando and hero ability to finish off my Sen'jin. And yeah, we're going to go in for the long haul here. The issue is that even if we make it to turn 8 with my Soul Ironbark Protector, because I'm not taking that much damage, it's possible that she'll just have a Polymorph for it. Because mages have an answer to every goddamn thing. Ah, boy. Well, we'll see what she decides to do. At least, if she does ping this and use the Stormpike Commander to kill it, she's spending 2/5 of her mana, so she'll only have 3 mana to work with. And I've got the Wind Fury Harpy coming down, which might bait out a Fireball or a Polymorph. It survives Flame Strike, which is nice. This actually is a very good answer to Flame Strike, but I really would need to like play a Swarm creature to get the most out of it. Right now, it's just kind of unimpressive. Alright, well, she's going to do the trade. So we're just sort of... She's getting a little bit of value here because I use that buff. So, I'm in a little bit of trouble. I'm just a card down, and you really don't want to be cards down against mages. Okay, well, this is actually really great with Soul of the Forest. Problem is, my opponent can always ping off the 1/1s, but you know what? If she's pinging off the 1/1s, then she's She's not playing other stuff. So I'm actually going to play this, and I'm just going to go ahead and hero ability to kill this thing. I don't want her to be able to use the loot hoarder to trade into the Berserker with the help of her overpowered hero ability. So we'll just do this. I can actually play like the Imani Berserker and Soul of the Forest next turn. And I'll have 3 Soul of the Forests. Now that is of course if she spends all of her mana playing stuff. If she spends a third of her mana killing off a 1/1, then I'm okay with that too. Actually, Soul of the Forest is kind of a nifty combo with the Imp Master, because when the Imp Master will eventually die, it will kill itself if the opponent doesn't. So you're guaranteed to get your 2/2 tree. Ah, she's gonna polymorph it. Well, that's a fair move. It's a fair move. I'm just gonna ping it off. Okay. So I got my sheep here. Well, I think this and Soul of the Forest is just a bit passive. Although it is tempting, actually, hang on. It is really tempting to do this because it means that when my sheep dies, it gets a 2/2 tree. So it would be tempting. Gosh, that would be really, really tempting, actually, now that I think about it. Especially because they're coming up on Flame Strike. Or I could just play the Wind Fury Harpy. You know, I'm going to trust my instincts here. I'm going to play the Wind Fury Harpy. This deals a lot of damage. And it's a 4/5, which is sort of the magic Chillwind Yeti body here. So it could be very useful for me. Plus, next turn I really want to play the Ironbark Protector, so if I had just played this and Soul of the Forest, the Wind Fury Harpy would be sitting in my hand. Okay, the Booty Bay is a very good answer to the Wind Fury Harpy, of course. Here's where we're going to have to put our plans for the Ironbark Protector on hold as we Starfire this guy. So this is actually really great, although it is my whole turn pretty much. It gives me card advantage because when you can kill a creature with a card and draw a card back, your opponent goes a card down, but you stay the same. So it caught me up a little bit. She's now got 7 cards to my 6, which is nice. 6, and then I'll have 7. Previously, I was like a card down after drawing a card. Now I'm going to be card equal after drawing a card. This is one of the most unfathomably unimpressive creatures here. My opponent makes a slight misplay here. She played a creature before playing the Twilight Drake. That could be a big deal. I mean, she just had a health off that thing for no reason. Okay. Well, how do we handle the situation here? Oh god, oh no, I can't play the Ironbark Protector. So normally you want to check for Mirror Entity before you check for Vaporize or Ice Armor, but I can't play this and check for Mirror Entity. I cannot give her an 8/8. That's just terrible. So what else can we do? Well, I could swipe this Twilight Drake, assuming this is not, you know, something like a Spellbender or a Counterspell. I could actually play this. I was thinking to play this as a I was thinking to play this as the buff, but what's interesting is I could actually play this as the Panther and then play Soul of the Forest. Now that will not actually check for Mirror Entity because it's a spell. That would be 6 of my mana. I'd have 3 mana left over, which is really not enough to do anything. The Twilight Drake can then kill my Wind Fury Harpy with the help of the hero ability. Yeah, I want to play the Ironbark Protector. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to attack here. I'm going to check for Ice Armor Vaporize here. Crap. So now it's more likely that that is actually a Mirror Entity. So what I think I need to do instead is I'm going to actually play this for the buff. I'm going to hero up, play Soul of the Forest, attack, and my opponent's very slight misplay, playing a Shield Bearer before the Twilight Drake, actually caused the Twilight Drake to die. Now, I could have still killed it, but I would have had to use Claw. So we know it's not a counter spell, but I didn't do any targeted spells, so it could still be a spell bender. But I'm really thinking it's just a Mirror Entity, and that means my Ironbark is unplayable. Now this thing represents 10 damage, so if by some miracle my opponent doesn't have removal, it's actually kind of a dangerous card. I've also got, you know, 4, 5, 6 points of burn in my hand, plus I'm dealing a damage every turn. I just can't play this Ironbark Protector until I find out what the secret is. So, 5 cards to 5, but she also has a secret, so 6 cards total on the screen for her, and I'm drawing my 6th.
I wonder.
By the way, the Panther buff, that wasn't just to kill the Twilight Drake. I obviously could have just used Claw for the same purpose. It was to put this at 2 health so that it couldn't just die to the hero ability of my opponent. If you ask your opponent enough questions, eventually they'll run out of answers. So, she plays a Sorcerer's Apprentice and a Pyroblast. Alright, that's good to see. I mean, I really cannot complain about that at all. That was really great. Okay, Scarlet Crusader, yep, I think I will just play this. it's as good a way of triggering Mirror Entity as any. So is it Mirror Entity? It is Mirror Entity. Okay. So I don't particularly want to use the Money Berserker to have it get enraged because then it'll die to the hero ability against these 3-power creatures. What I'd much rather do is just cash in my tree here. So, or I could actually cash in Swipe, and then that'll ping off the Divine Shield, and I can just use hero ability to kill off the Scarlet Crusader. That would leave a creature alive. There's a danger to using Swipe right here, which is I might want it later. I think it's fine. So we'll swipe up. Hero ability. Kill the Crusader. Okay, so Flame Strike's actually alright for my opponent here because what it does is it kills off this, brings back a tree, kills the tree, pops Divine Shield, and then she can use hero ability to just kill the Crusader off. So all I'd be left with is a 2/2 tree. That'd be a good use of her turn. And then I'd play an 8/8 and pray she doesn't have a polymorph. Other things like Blizzard and Cone of Cold would work pretty well as well. Cone of Cold would probably be the most annoying spell she could play because it would only be 3 mana as opposed to 7, and it would let her do other stuff, like play this thing, for example.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay, Shadow Sun Cleric, good card. Just gonna pop the Divine Shield because mages are freaking overpowered. Fine, fine, fine. So we got 3, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. Not quite enough to go balls to the walls. Dickens here. Let's go ahead and just play the Ironbark Protector. Hero up. I have to admit, my hero ability has been pretty good as well this game. And what I'm gonna do is hedge my bets a little bit. I'm just gonna trade my Scarlet Crusader in because it's gonna die anyway to the hero ability, so I might as well do that. Take out some power from her, and well, now it's time for us to see if she has a polymorph or not. If she does, she could actually win this game. Polymorph this, attack into the Berserker, ping it with the overpowered hero ability, not take any damage. Still have 4 mana left. Alright, doesn't have the polymorph, so doesn't have the game. Silent Rain. It's an interesting name. Silent Rain. Takes the loss there, although there were a number of, overpowered mage cards that she could have had. Alright, great. So we're up to 3-0. As I've said before, I'm not, excited at any point in the arena by my record. I'm always excited to be playing Hearthstone, but I'm not excited by my record. I've learned that, 3-0 is pretty meaningless because you could just as easily still end up going 3-3. There was a time when, if I were going 3-0 back in the day, back when things were easier and people weren't just as good at the game, where if I went 3-0, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is totally going to 7, or like, oh, I'll be pissed if I don't make it to 7, but not anymore. 3-0 is just 3-0. Hard opponents are ahead. So we beat a priest, we beat a druid, we beat a mage. The mage seemed to play well. There was that one misplay, though. It would have cost me my claw if she had played correctly, and I never did end up using the claw. So I'd say that I probably would have won regardless. But it was still, a misplay that could have made a difference. Okay, so here, definitely keeping the claw for removal, definitely keeping the Scarlet Crusader, and I'm definitely going to coin the Wild Growth on turn 1 to play the Scarlet Crusader on turn 2. So all these are definites. Now, the question is, do I keep this Druid of the Claw? I could play this on turn 4, but not on turn 3. So I'm going to send it back because I'd like to get a 4-drop or better to combo with the Wild Growth. Like this, for example, is excellent. Now, Scarlet Crusader is kind of interesting against rogues. On the one hand, if a rogue daggers it twice, I would say that's kind of a victory. Simply because she's going to take 6 damage for doing that. Okay. Let me think for a moment. Do I coin out this Berserker? You know what? No, I'm just going to coin out the Wild Growth. I've just learned, especially with how top-heavy my deck is, you just don't want to pass it by. Because if I coined out this, and then I used hero ability next turn to kill that, and then I play the Scarlet Crusader, all of a sudden Wild Growth just never gets played. So we're gonna play it if we've got it in the opening hand. So anyway, the dagger kills Scarlet Crusaders by itself, but she ends up taking 6 damage for the privilege. But on the other hand, the fact that rogues have all these 1-damage spells like Shiv and let me think for a moment here. I could hero ability kill this for free, or I could play the Scarlet Crusader, then let her trade the Worgen Infiltrator and the dagger for the Scarlet Crusader. Well, if the Scarlet Crusader is going to die, and this thing is going to die, then what's the point of playing it, right? Let's just go ahead and kill this thing off. So yeah, rogues have a number of ways of dealing 1 damage efficiently, is what I'm trying to say. So the Scarlet Crusader isn't maybe as good as against rogues as it is against other classes. So we've already kind of cut up a card here by killing that creature for free. She's got 5 cards plus her hero ability, and I've got 5 cards, but I'm drawing my 6th. So so it's looking good. Now I did go a card down for Wild Growth, I suppose. So we're kind of the same in that regard, but I feel like I've got pretty good chances here. Okay, so if I play the Dragonling mechanic, what happens is that the Dragonling will just die to the dagger without costing my opponent any mana. That's sort of the value of the rogues, leaving me with just a 2/4. If I play the Scarlet Crusader, I'm not using up all my mana, but I'm playing something that just doesn't die for free. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Scarlet Crusader, although, as I've said before, if there's, if all else being equal, do the move that costs more mana, so you can use up all your mana crystals and have cheaper stuff later. But it's not all else being equal here. This thing is just a 2/4. This thing is, a 3/1 that doesn't even die. Alright, she's going to backstab that, that's fine. So she still didn't spend any mana. And I even gave her a free combo, giving her the chance to backstab. Okay, so that worked out awfully. Yeah, I should have played the Dragonlane mechanic. Now if I play this, I don't have enough mana to hero ability. Balls. Ugh, this is really ugly. I could play this in hero ability to kill that thing, but ugh. Alright, what we're going to do is I'm going to play this thing, and I don't know. I guess I will just go ahead and claw this thing. So yeah, I should have played the mechanic. That worked out really badly for me. That if I lose this game, it will probably be because of that decision. She can again just kill this without spending any mana because she has the dagger from before. So I'm not really getting ahead on cards. She's getting she's getting ahead on another card here. Shadow Sun Cleric does not quite let this do enough damage to kill off the the Inventor, sadly. I'd have to throw in my hero ability. She's fingering some cards like she has something. I wonder. Leopard Gnome, okay. Okay. Oh, Keeper of the Grove is a pretty nice draw. I think I will just use it here. So yeah, let's go ahead and Keeper of the Grove.
I must safeguard the land.
Deal 2 damage to this thing. And I could play the Berserker and run in and kill the Bandit with my mechanic. The problem is then that the Inventor will kill the mechanic. This is the fight of the 2/4s, it seems. So I think what I'd rather do is just try to get as much value as I can from my plays. And hit her, even though it's only 2 damage, I'd like to get the damage in where I can because I gain some life with my hero ability, she does not. And the faster I get her down below 20, the faster that she's not going to be able to dagger my creatures. So the dagger right now doesn't quite work. It only deals 3 damage. She has the healer, which is a good card, and she's got the taunter, which is good. Shattered Sun Cleric is about to be the boss hoss here, because it allows my guys to kill off for 3/3. And I will definitely play that. Alright, so we're going to play the Shattered Sun Cleric.
We must cleanse
I do have a panda in here, so I guess I'd rather panda back that guy. Oh no, wait. So, whoever does what I'm about to do next is probably going to die. Alright, we'll do this guy. I'd rather panda him back. So we'll do this. Oh, I guess he's dying no matter what. What am I thinking? Anyway, we're going to hero up. Do this. Get the Berserker down. It's a little bit dicey going this low down against a rogue. She can get me down to 13 health. It starts to be kind of in burn territory. But I think I should be alright, especially Ironbark Protector. Rogues have really just 2 outs to this, Sap or Assassinate. So if she doesn't have one of those, I could be okay. Okay, this is getting really scary. Now if she does have Sap or Assassinate, I'm in serious trouble because this is pretty much my last best hope against this 8/8. I mean, the alternative is to Starfire and... Oh god, that's ugly. Okay, well now I was thinking Starfire and the Shattered Sun Cleric, but nope. Our hand has been made. We're gonna have to play the Ironbark Protector. There's just no question about it. Keep the weakest creature in the middle against Betrayal. And I got nothing to do but attack her. So here we go. She's got 3 cards. Is one of them a Sap or an Assassinate? Or even a Silence, actually, I suppose. Wouldn't be ideal, but it would let her get 8 damage through, which is definitely going to put me down into burn territory. What you got? Whew. Scary times. No! She... Oh my god. I'm so pissed. I keep ragging on this owl and how terrible it is, but that was really clutch there. That could very well win my opponent the game because basically now I don't think I can kill her. 8, 10... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. 8, 10, 13, 18, 19 damage. I have enough damage to win. Oh my god. Oh no, she's gonna kill one of my creatures. Well, at 8 health I feel a little bit safe, but of course I would much prefer it if she had just, hit me and let me kill her. Shiv draws a card. Damn. Crap. So now that I can't kill her, I really do need to get rid of this 8/8. Well, if the Shadow Sun Cleric lives, I could Starfire plus Shadow Sun Cleric, leave my 8/8 around, and just kill her. Oh god, this is annoying. One thing I really want to do actually is panda back the Ironbark Protector and replay it, but can't do that because I don't have quite enough mana yet. Now this is an interesting proposition. I could actually freeze this thing. Okay, let me think about this. Basically, can I win? 8, 11, 16, 17. I'm 2 damage short. Oh, God. I have to kill this out. I can't afford to take the damage. I mean, even going down to 4, which is what I'm going to do, is already bad enough because then Eviscerate will kill me. So I think I need to go ahead and go big or go home. So if she has another Silence, she will win. But what I'm doing here is putting myself in a position to win. So this extra... The reason I didn't play the Imp Master is because the extra point of health matters a lot. Because... Oh no, what am I talking about? She can kill me anyway. She can Panther down to 5, Dagger, Eviscerate. Oh yeah, sorry. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have armored up. It makes no difference. I mean, it makes some difference in some cases, but it doesn't make as much of a difference as I thought it would. Does she have the Eviscerate for the win? She does not. She has the Panther. Oh god, I think I win this game. She cannot get me down. I don't know. Yeah, she can't use this Tiger to trade. Man, that Frost Elemental... Oh, man, my opponent must be very upset because this Frost Elemental was a little bit epic here. Holding the fort against the Sea Giant. Yeah. Down to 4. She needed an Eviscerate, and instead she had the Panther. So had this Panther been an Eviscerate, I would have lost. So that was a close game, and you know what? I'll give myself some credit for it, you know. This is one of the things, I've seen some people complain, and it's probably going to happen as long as this game is around, and heck, I do it sometimes too. People say like, oh, I always lose because my opponent gets better legendaries and gets better draws and whatever, but you know, if that really were the case, if it really were the case that the game was just all a matter of luck, then it would all balance out over time. You would see some of that good luck. You would be the one getting the better cards, the better breaks. So if you're losing over time, it means you're doing something wrong. Some of those games might be due to luck, but some of them have got to be to skill. So anyway, what I'm saying is, on this channel, we've seen me get really, really bad breaks. And there we go. We just saw me get a really good break. So, I think it balances out. And overall, I'm going to give myself the credit for that win. All right. 4-0. Don't care. Gaz the Mage. Don't really want to be fighting another Mage. And especially if this one plays better than the last one did. Like, the last one wasn't bad, but the last one played just a bit imprecisely. So... This one plays better than the last one, I'll be in trouble. These need to get mulliganed. I need to keep that just in case, because if I mulligan this and drew nothing but like 5 drops, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I might need to just play this as a 3-drop. Case in point, like if I had mulliganed this and drawn into like Ironbark Protector, and then my next draw was Wind Fury Harpy, then I'd be in a lot of trouble. So here we go. This is my deck performing badly, which is not the deck's fault. It's gonna happen if you play enough games with this deck. You will get performances like this, where there's just nothing to do. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen the Argent Commander yet. Or maybe I have. Don't remember. Probably going to be wasting the 3 health. It would take a very remarkable set of circumstances. She'd need to play like Coin Wolf Rider or something for me to actually get any use out of this health whatsoever. And we got a Scarlet Crusader. Oh, jeez. That's not good. That is really, really bad. Do I throw this into the meat grinder, wasting the health? Or do I hero ability and pop Divine Shield? Fuck, this is like so perfect for my opponent, I can't even take it. I'm gonna play this. I think this is the right call. So yes, my opponent can get value from her Divine Shield, but the idea is that next turn I got nothing to do. So I might as well like pop Divine Shield with my creature and then hero ability and then kill this off the turn after that. Okay, that's not my favorite thing to see. Alright, she's gonna ping me. So if we can make it, we got all the 6 drops forever, but... Oh god, this is terrible. Okay, yeah, so this is just nothing to see here. This is just, you know, that's the weakness of my deck. I got these, like, sort of finicky cards, and then a bunch of 6-drops, and I'm gonna lose the game for it. At least I'm losing to a mage who, you know, probably would have beaten me anyway. But it's not over yet. It's possible she'll have, like, terrible draws here. In particular, it's possible she won't have any removal for my Ventrico. The Gurbashi is too slow. She might not have removal for the Ventrico, in which case I could theoretically catch up. Let's say that this thing does not die this turn. I could put Mark of Nature on it because it's a spell, and then make it a 7/10 with Taunt. Oh, that smells like a Fireball or a Polymorph. Look at that. 3 mana with the Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's just too perfect. It's too perfect. I know what's coming, woman. Just spare me the... Yeah. Oh, Ice Lance. What? Ice Lance. Okay, well, interesting. That's actually very interesting. No! Cobra! Who plays with the Cobra? Okay, Cobra's a good card. Fine. Shit. This is just really bad. There's nothing I can do. I can put Taunt on it. The Cobra will just then kill it. She'll hit me for another 8 damage. My only option here, is to Starfire on this Cobra. That is the only way that I can even conceivably win this game. So, now... Man, that Ice Lance was really epic. God damn it. Now, the only thing I can do is pray she has no burn spells. Cone of Cold. You motherfucking... Well, it was a bad draw for my deck. Had I been putting pressure on her to start with, like, this wouldn't have been a problem at all, in the slightest. It's only because I had such a... I drafted the deck I did, that this is such a problem. Okay, so we're going to play the Taunt. I mean, my opponent can still beat me in, like, a million and one different ways. I'll play Soul of the Forest, because, why not? And of course, it's what would be really good here is like an Ancestral Spirit. That would have been good. But as it is, this is just gonna bring back a 2/2 tree when it dies. Anyway, so now I'm at 13 health. She can burn me out with fireballs. She can do whatever. Fireball. Okay, that's a million ways to skin the cat. I really can't even blame the whole mages thing. Really, any class could have beaten me pretty easily with the draw that I had there. Okay, I think it's time to concede. Or even lose. Yeah, it's over. Okay, well, that kind of sucked, but, I'll give her a well played. She had the cards when she needed them, but again, I had a really slow start. So my opponent's probably thinking like, oh man, I was at 4-0, I was expecting a really hard game, and that was like the worst Druid ever, but, my deck had to slip up at some point with the kind of cards it has, and that was the point. So had that 3-mana card instead of Mark of Nature been like a Scarlet Crusader, and had like my 4-mana card instead of Soul of the Forest been Ascension Shieldmaster, I would have actually had like a chance in hell. But as it was, the Scarlet Crusader was perfect. The Ice Lance was not the most perfect card she could have had. A Fireball would have been better, but it was good enough. Stop me from killing her. Just no! Stop giving me mages! Ah, come on. Ah. Well, finally we have a good, not finally, but this time we have a good draw. So we'll keep that back. And it's tricky because I'm going to coin out Wild Growth on turn 1. I'm becoming more and more convinced that's just the right play. That means I'm going to play the Imp Master on turn 2. So the Power of the Wild, like, time could pass it by. But I'm going to keep it because I may end up wanting just to play a 3/2 Panther. I may end up wanting to buff, like, the Imp Master and an Imp or two. Of course, I'm up against frickin' OP mages. Flayed Yorin, the mage. So it's possible that I won't really get to see many imps live for too long. Anyway, I'm going to coin out Wild Growth. Just really think that's the right move. There's a risk, of course, doing that against a Voodoo Doctor. Like coining out, say, Hero Ability to kill this would have been a safer move. But I feel like the Imp Master holds up reasonably well against this Voodoo Doctor. And I've got the Starlight Strider behind that. So my opponent has no fast continuation. That's good news for me. So I got to play the Wild Growth and get away with it. This is nice right here. Either she plays a 3-mana creature, in which case this Imp is left around to kill the Voodoo Doctor for free, or she pings the Imp, in which case I still get to kill the Voodoo Doctor, and, play Ascension Shieldmaster. And so this game is going very well. Alright, she has a slow start. Other than that Voodoo Doctor, she hasn't had much, which is awesome for me to see. Really, the worst card I could see here is a Mirror Image. That would just really be annoying. But luckily, she doesn't have that, so we get to keep on going as scheduled. Let's go ahead and kill that off. I could have played the Panther and used Hero Ability to kill that without sacrificing the Imp Master's health, but honestly, I don't really care that much about it. I'm fine with letting her, use her Hero Ability again. She's really not building up any kind of a board presence here. So next turn is a bit awkward. I wish I could play one of these 6 drops. I can't. Got 2 main options here. One option is to play the Scarlet Crusader and play the Power of the Wild to buff my creatures. That would actually prevent this from dying trivially to Hero Ability. Same for the Scarlet Crusader after Divine Shield pops. Another option is just to play the Mogshan Warden, but since I already have a Taunt, don't really see that much of a reason to play this thing, unless I'm looking ahead to like protecting the Wind Fury Harpy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go for this plan. I'm going to play the Scarlet Crusader. I'm going to play the buff, so this Imp will live, and I'm dealing 4 damage. This is a 4/6 with Taunt. It's kind of a big deal. she'll have to use a Fireball or a Polymorph to get rid of it, and that would be her whole turn. So again, the best card she could have is a Cone of Cold, because that would freeze my team and let her do other stuff. She's used her hero ability a lot this game, so she must have some kind of crazy endgame draw, but apparently so do I, so I don't very much. Alright, here we are. It's turn 5, and I'm dropping a Wind Fury Harpy. That's pretty stellar. Swinging for 6 is also good. My opponent, although the Fire Blast hero ability is, I think, insanely good, she's used it too much. She, like, hasn't been developing any board at all, and that could definitely cost her. Okay, well, I think the move here is the Commander. We're going to trade in this Imp, which might be dying to a Flame Strike anyway. What's really kind of amazing is that my creatures both survive Flame Strike, except for the Argent Commander. These guys both survive it, and we're not up to turn 9 yet where she can use hero ability to finish this off, so she's like being threatened with lethal right here. And she doesn't even have card advantage. Like, she has 7 cards to my 6, soon to be 7, so it's not like she can even say that she has, you know, superior cards and got out aggroed or something. It's just, I just kept the pressure going, and she used her hero ability too much. So anyway, that was a great game against the mage. I feel like a whiny bitch now for complaining in the beginning that I was up against another mage, given how well it turned out. But yeah, if she'd had some Cone of Colds, she could have definitely stuck in that game and actually been pretty easy about it. I wonder what happened to her that she played the Voodoo Doctor on turn 1 and then had like nothing for the next few turns. It was kind of like it was actually a literal reversal of the game that I had right before that against the mage, where I had nothing to do, and she played stuff. I wonder what it would have been like if I had had that draw against the first mage and my first draw against the second mage. I might have been able to win them both, or I might have lost them both. Who knows? Alright, this is not the most impressive hand ever. In fact, it's extremely unimpressive. Claw is also kind of scary to keep against a paladin, because if he spends his early turns making recruits, can't really use Claw. At least not with profit. But I'll be using, I guess if he's using his hero ability, I'll be using mine, so that's fine. Alright. He's got nothing on turn 1, which is great for me. I sadly don't have anything on turn 1 either. I'd love to see a Wild Growth in my hand here, but alas, I can't get it every game. The amount of times I've gotten it is like above average for sure. So let's see what he does here. If he hero abilities, I'll just hero ability and then negate his. That would be the ideal situation. Okay, that's getting clawed. Knife Juggler is so crazy good for paladins. Boy, tempting to play the Panda here. Use the Panda to trade against the Knife Juggler. Or I could do both. Haha! Well, I think this is a good use of the coin. Yeah, let's play the Panda. Coin. And this is the perfect time for Coin Claw. So I put a creature on the board. Against paladins, you really don't want to let them keep creatures. What's really funny is I've always said that, and like there've been a couple of games where like, yeah, you know what? I know I always say don't let paladins keep creatures, but I'm gonna let them keep this one recruit, and then I've actually lost the game because of it. So really, don't want to let paladins keep creatures. That's why it's nice to have this on the board. Even if all this does is kill off 2 recruits, totally cool with it. 100% cool with it. Not a problem. I wouldn't mind that at all. Now the best thing you could probably play here is just like a 3/3 for 3 or some sort. That's actually not the best he could have played. He really wanted a 3/3 because that way, even after I play Shattered Sun Cleric, my Panda dies. Now, I would have totally played a Shattered Sun Cleric anyway just to get a 3/3 on the board, but notice the power of this card is kind of showing through here. It actually let my Panda survive against the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Now, if he were a Druid, he could swipe this, it would kill the Panda, and it would hurt me, but thankfully he's not a Druid. Consecration doesn't work. True Silver Champion would kill both of my creatures, but it would take 2 turns, and in between that, I would actually get to play the Motion Warden. It's a very good card here. I don't quite get to kill it with my Panda. But I think Keeper of the Grove has showed up at pretty much the perfect time. I mean, if I use it here, I lose my only silence. Another option is to play the Mogishan Warden. But you know what playing the Mogishan Warden does? It lets the Paladin keep a creature. So you know what? I've had enough of losing games to that. We're going to go ahead and pop this guy and think. So the temptation of the Shattered Sun Cleric is that this guy deals more damage, but honestly, this guy only deals 1 more damage and then has 2 fewer health. So I'm going to go ahead and keep a higher total number of stats on the board by doing that play. Okay, this is looking really good because even if he plays True Silver Champion here, I can play my 4/6 Taunter, and then it would stop his True Silver Champion from killing off the other of my creatures on the next turn, without help, of course. He's got a Hammer of Wrath, so, okay, there's a good side and a bad side to this. The bad side, of course, is he goes up a card, but the good side is it's his whole turn. And I'm actually still ahead on cards, kind of interestingly. He's got 5 to my 6. Now, I was the second player, so basically the card that I'm ahead is the card that I started with. And that's fine, though, because I'm ahead on the board. So if we're equal on cards and I'm ahead on the board, then that's great. So anyway, this is a card I always almost used to play as a 4/4 with charge, but I've learned that the extra health is just better. I'd so much for him have 2 extra health. I'd so much rather him have 2 extra health than my opponent have 4 less health. Interesting choice. Is he gonna put a Divine Shield on it? He sure is. Okay, so that's a pretty well played combo. Got a couple of options here. I could run my guy into this Magma Rage, it miraculously survives, and then I could play the Earthen Ring Farseer, which I just drew, heal it up to be a 4/4, which still survives Consecration, and then I could use my guy to kill off the Argent Protector. That seems like a fine move. Another option is to use Swipe on this guy. It'll pop the Divine Shield, use the hero ability to kill this off. But this puts an extra creature on the board, right, and keeps my Swipe in my hand, so that's great. Let's just go ahead and do this. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, let's do this first. Then this. Then hero ability, and then use that guy. So I'm not letting him keep any creatures on the board. Every single, like, Hand of Protection, Blessing of Kings, Blessing of Might is just rotting in his hand. He'd have to, like, make a Recruit and put it on, which is not nearly as good as having the creature already without Summoning Sickness on the board from a previous turn to put buffs on. And it's looking really good. I mean, I could still lose, of course, but it's possible that I'll win. Okay, that's a... Man, God, is this card... Do I have to, like, change my opinion of it? It has been good against me a number of times now. Okay, so he killed one creature, is threatening to kill another. I'd like to swipe it. The disadvantage of swiping it is I, lose up my swipe. So I will regret that later. Or I could just Starfire this thing, keep my swipe, and then, take a moment with my hero ability to kill this off. What I'd love to do is play Swipe in a creature, but sadly I can swipe in hero ability, but if I swipe, this guy dies anyway, so the hero ability is not even needed. I could just trade my 3/3 for the 4/2, use my 4/4 on the 1/1, and then, I guess... this is what I do. I'm going to trade my 3/3 for his 4/2, so this guy did get to 2 for 1. Fine. But I'm going to do this now, hero ability, kill the Recruit this way, and what I have now is a really difficult board for a Paladin to deal with. 4/4 and a 4/6 are really big. I'm still not actually behind on cards. He's got 5 to my 6, soon to be 7. I will get a card ahead once I Starfire. And I kept my Starfire and my Swipe there. So, that's good. Sea Giant. Oh my gosh. Boy. What is up with these Sea Giants today? Now, I did manage to beat the first person who played a Sea Giant, and I did it by silencing it. Let's do that one more time. This is why Papa Boris thinks Frost Elemental is an underrated card. Volume 7, let's say. So what is interesting now is that because I was so stingy with my removal, these are like the Druid's main 2 burn spells. I've got him dead. I mean, this is 9 damage. And I've also have that on the board, so he'd have to deal with a lot of different ways to win. Anyway, I think Equality plus Consecration would have been his only way of staying in the game. But even then, I might have been able to just burn him out. Okay, so we're up to 6-1. That's certainly nice. So I'm excited to be at 6-1 because while I could just as easily still go to 6-3, it's nice knowing I can lose 1 game and still make it into the money. Haven't made it into the money for a couple of runs now, but I've been seeing some successes, so I don't really mind getting to 6 wins. It's fine, I think. And doing the math, actually, if you can make it to 6 wins in the arena on average, what that means is that you're losing gold, but you're losing gold at a pretty slow rate. And you're losing gold at a much slower rate than you would if you were buying packs directly from the store. So it's a nice bit of Hearthstone trivia. If you're wondering, like, if you're watching these games and you're wondering, well, is it worth it for me to play the arena? I'm not as good as Trump. I'm not as good as, Ribbo, or maybe even not as good as Papa Boris. Is it worth it for me to play in the arena? If you can make it to 5 wins, on average, it's worth it. But if you don't like playing in the arena, all you're basically doing is breaking even relative to just buying packs directly from the store. If, however, you enjoy playing the arena, you should definitely play as long as you can get at least to 5 wins. If you can make it to 6 wins or more on average, even if you don't like playing in the arena, you should probably do it anyway because you will get packs at a faster rate. And that's just looking at the gold. You also will be getting dust and possibly extra cards. So it's definitely worth it if you can make it to 6 or more. Okay, anyway, my opponent played Wild Growth, which is a bit scary because I do not have my own Wild Growth. It's nice that I'm the first player at least because basically it's like he became the first player. If you're the second player and your opponent plays Wild Growth, it can be very frustrating because then it's as if like he's like, ahead by several cards. Or he's ahead by 2 mana every time. Okay, so interesting situation here. The Scarlet Crusader is very good against the Cobra. Unfortunately, the Cobra will be able to kill the Monty Berserker and live to tell about it. If I play the Imp Master, the Cobra can kill the Imp Master. And, well, it's interesting. Would he kill the Imp Master that way, leaving the Cobra to fate? No, I'm just going to go ahead and kill this thing off. Not take any chances. I really wish I had had a Wild Growth, because if I had played Wild Growth last turn and my board would be empty, I could play the Scarlet Crusader without any, without any hesitation. But as it was, I think playing the Scarlet Crusader there would have been a bit passive. Plays another Wild Growth. Well, now he's down 2 cards, but way ahead on mana. It's like he was the first player now. I mean, he can play 6 drops next turn, which is a bit... It's like he's the first player and played Wild Growth, which is kind of crazy. Here we're going to do the Scarlet Crusader. So I can go ahead and try to kill this thing off. If he uses some of his mana to ping my Scarlet Crusader with his hero ability, then so be it. At least then he's not making any 6 drops.
Your magic
He's going to silence it. Well, it's pretty good use of silence because it also lets him kill the creature off. Oh gosh, maybe I should have played the Cobra. The Cobra, he wouldn't have been able to kill it directly. He would have also had to trade the Imani Berserker in for it like I did. Oh god, this is looking actually just really terrible now. It's looking really, really bad. Because I can't get any value out of swipe here. Fuck. Oh god, how did this get so bad so fast? Well, here's what I have to do. I think I'm going to play the Imp Master, and I'm actually going to play Power of the Wild as the Panther, because a 3-2 is kind of what I need right here. A 3-2 trades with the Spellbreaker. But it's not great by any stretch of the imagination. The Spellbreaker can kill my Imp Master, and the Monty Berserker can kill my 1-1 and get enraged. Maybe I should have played the Cobra instead. I don't know. Rage of Organ. Okay, so he's just got the pressure coming. Non-stop. Oh no! He's doing what I want to do. Like, he's playing the way that I want to be playing. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. So he's going to go ahead and cash out. Get a tree right away. Fuck me sideways with a pointy stick. Okay, we're going to have to swipe this. I hate doing it, but it has to be done. And what you do here is... I don't even know. I guess... we'll just kill that and kill off one of these trees. Okay, so yeah, my opponent has the board advantage and card parity and a huge mana advantage from those Wild Growths. So he basically managed to play 2 Wild Growths and beat the system and live to tell about it because of that amazing Cobra up against my Berserker. Crap, that sucks. So he played 2 Wild Growths and he isn't even behind. He gets to do stuff like that. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. My Windfury Harpy is no good at all against this guy. Not even the Spiteful Smith can hold up to it. The Cobra can, but these 2 fucking trees can kill the Cobra really easily. God damn it. Okay, well, we're gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna put as much creatures on the board as I can. Just gotta put the stuff out there and hope for the best, but it's pretty much over. God, that game sucked. Could I have won if I had played the Cobra instead of the Imp Master that turn? Maybe. Maybe it would have made a difference. That was such a depressing game because he played exactly the way that I want to play. I just didn't have the cards for it. Okay, yep, he's doing everything I wish I could do with my life. Oh my god. What the hell is going on here? Ah. Well, he's got an 8-11 with taunt. That's pretty good. Yeah, well, let's see what I can top deck. Frost Elemental. Doesn't even matter if I freeze this because it has taunt. Yeah, it's pretty much over. I'm just gonna concede.
I concede.
On to the next game. Well, I'll be a little bit sad if I lose this arena now because I did get to 6-1. So if I end up losing 2 in a row and fail to make it into the money, that would be a bit sad because again, I didn't really care that much about money for a while there because I was infinite with a safe margin to the point where I didn't care that much about gold, but now I sort of do since I haven't been infinite for a while. So it'd be nice. It'd be really nice to get this last win. And, God, that was so depressing. Losing a mirror match to a Druid who just stomps you like that makes you feel really bad about your life. All right, what do we have here? A Priest. All right, I'll take it. Priest, definitely a very strong class, but I'll take it. And, all right, we got the Wild Growth. We're going second, so we can coin this out on turn 1. That's lovely. This needs to get sent back. These guys do not get played on turn 2. They only get played on turn 3. I can keep him because he's removal, I suppose. It's risky. I'm going to keep it, though. Maybe I wouldn't keep it against someone who wasn't a Priest, but against a Priest, it seems like a good move to keep that thing because of, like, Light Spawns and Light Wells. And even Northstar Clerics in some cases. You just want to silence those things. Oh, no! Oh, okay, it's not a Northstar Cleric. That's fine. That's totally fine. I don't like that he played a 1-drop, but let's go ahead and play Wild Growth. Impmaster holds up against this okay. I just really don't hope he doesn't have a turn 2 play, because if he has a turn 2 play, I'm going to be on the back foot. And this stuff isn't, it's not super great. Like, what I really need is a swipe if I wanted to catch up from being behind. Please have nothing. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we're in the game now. Everything's cool. Everything is AO flippity K. Gonna go ahead and play Impmaster here. So it holds up very well against Argent Squire. My opponent is first, so there's no Dark Iron Dwarf incoming. A Shattered Sun Cleric would be a huge pain in the ass, though. I'd probably have to end up using the Keeper of the Grove on it in that case. Shadow Word Pain for that is totally fair. And he's gonna kill off my Imp. Alright, so he dealt with that pretty nicely. Dragonling mechanic is interesting. This guy does get to kill the Dragonling, leaving me with a 2-4. I could also play this and ping it, leaving me with a 2-4. So what do I value more? Getting the 2 damage, or getting the the silence, or having my swarm creature? What's more valuable? I guess the removal is more valuable for the silence, so we'll keep that. Now there's another slight difference. Of course, he might not actually kill it like this. He might have something better. That was a bit of a risk, I suppose. Okay. Light Spawn. Well, all right. My decision making proves to be very good here. I get to now play the Keeper of the Grove and silence this thing. Now, do I want to do that, or do I want to do something fancy like Scarlet Crusader? No. Let's just play this guy for the silence. The damage, if I could kill it, I would, but like if I could like use that and hero ability. Wait a minute. Let me think about this for just a second. So next turn, I can play this, deal damage, hero ability, get this down to 2 health, and then kill it with the Dragonling mechanic. But in the meantime, Divine Spirits and Power Word Shields. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go ahead and silence it while we have the chance. It's the safer move. If he plays Inner Fire, then he plays Inner Fire. So be it. It'll still be just a 5/5 in that case. And I'll get to kill 1 creature off, but then I'll get to kill it off with the Argent Commander, so I'll be fine. Alright, no Inner Fire. I'm actually really happy to see this. This is pretty great. Because what I can do now is, well, I can freeze this, get a sneak a 5/5 into play, and then kill it next turn. Or I could just kill it now. Let's actually go ahead and freeze that. It's a bit vulnerable to a silence effect, but that's fine. I mean, even if he does silence this, like, it's still just going to kill one of my creatures. And then I'll be able to kill it next turn anyway. Soul Priest, alright, he's going to get to burn out my mechanic. So it's nice that I cheated my 5/5 into play, because what I can do now is actually kill the Soul Priest and play the Argent Commander who kill this 4/4. So the game could still, I could still lose this game very, very, very easily. However, I would say that I have the advantage by quite a margin after doing this. So Holy Nova doesn't really work. It only kills 1 creature. He's a turn away from Mind Control, and I've got a pretty decent board here. I could even do at 8 mana some shenanigans. I could, for example, attack with the Argent Commander, and then Panda him, replay him, and attack again, which is an option. Mark of Nature. Well, we have to think carefully here. So one option is to attack him for 4 with the Argent Commander, play the Panda, put him back in my hand, replay him, kill the Dwarf. The drawback of this move is that the Scarlet Crusader survives. Another plan is to just go ahead and kill the Dwarf, just trade, run my guy into the Scarlet Crusader, use hero ability to finish it off, and then I can actually Panda this guy back into my hand, and also have enough mana. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. I don't have enough mana left to play this and this. Damn it. I think it's the play I'm going to go with, though. I'm going to do this. Even though I wish I had 1 more mana, I think this is still pretty good. Now, I could actually play both of my 3/3s. That's what I want to do. Yes, rather than playing my swarm stuff, let's just go ahead and play my 3/3s. I'm going to heal this guy up. So anyway, I'm Holy Nova proof. I'm pretty Mind Control proof. Oh god, I was worried that this is getting a little buggy, but it seems to be okay for now. I'm pretty Mind Control proof. Hogger. That is actually a bit scary. I can deal with it, thankfully, but it's definitely a little bit scary. There's no question about it. I'm glad that I have the answer for this thing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and definitely kill this Hogger off. So I could put Mark of Nature on the Scarlet Crusader, and after breaking through this null, kill the Hogger that way. This advantage is that the Scarlet Crusader will then die to Holy Nova and Holy Smite and all kinds of things. So that's not the best way. I'd love to have a Shattered Sun Cleric here. Sadly, that is not to be. I think a better way of dealing with it is to kill the null with my Keeper, play the Panda, get the Keeper back, deal 2 damage, pop Divine Shield, and then run into the River Crocolisk. That seems to be the best move. So always attack before you Panda. Panda, man, remember how in the draft I took a moment to count how many creatures I had that the Panda interacts with, and I was like, wow, there's a lot. Well, this is why I do stuff like that, because notice here how amazing that Panda was. Okay, so here I could play the Murloc Tidehunter. The issue is that then everything I have dies to Holy Nova except for this. I could play Mark of Nature to protect one of my creatures from Holy Nova, but the problem then is that it can get mind controlled. Like, it'll be like a 3/5 with taunt. I can actually deal with that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. So the reason I'm doing this is that I don't want everything I have to die to Holy Nova, and I don't want to play more things that also die to Holy Nova. Like, if I just had played this and he had Holy Nova, this would go to 2 health. He'd still have 4 mana left over, and then I'd be in trouble. Okay, so he gets the 3/5 with taunt. Fine. That isn't the end of the world. I wish I could deal 4 damage to it somehow. As it is, I can't. I have to settle for doing a move like this. Actually, wait, what am I doing? You always want to do the one with less health. Like this, man. The 4 health on this guy has just been... He's been a real working horse for me this game. We'll swing there. And now I'm going to play the Warden and the Mercenary. So, does he have another Mind Control? Is the question. If he has another Mind Control, it's pretty good for him because I can't really deal with the 7/6 at the moment. I would need to top deck my Starfire, or like at least my Swipe, to get rid of that. But if he doesn't have another Mind Control or a Shadow Word Death in these 3 cards, I'm in very, very good shape. Mad Bomber, okay. Well, I was a pretty lucky Mad Bomber, killing off my creature. He plays Fleshing Ghoul after the Mad Bomber, which is an interesting choice. And Dark-Eyed Dwarf. Okay, so no Mind Control. Except for top decks. The Ironbark Protector's not playable. That's really funny. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm going to just kill this Flesh Eating Ghoul because it is a bit dangerous. I can't win, can I? 7, 8, 11. No. We're going to do that. And I'm actually going to go slow here. I'm going to do this. Because I don't want this Warden just to die for nothing. Oh my god, I messed up. I should have attacked into the Mad Bomber with my Warden and killed it. As it is, I cannot attack it preemptively because my opponent, being a priest, can heal it. Oh shoot, that was a big mistake. I should have killed this Mad Bomber. Okay, anyway, now we're in top deck mode, which should be okay. The way that I could lose this game is if he has a Holy Nova, clears my board, and then, like, top decks Mind Control from Ironbark Protector, then he'll win. So it's a bit, it's definitely not over yet, but I feel like my odds are fairly good. So what we're going to do here is... shoot, this kind of sucks. Yeah, we'll do this. This, hero ability. Let's not make the same mistake twice. I'm going to play the Druid of the Claw. Now let's go for the taunt here. Let's wait for 7. Okay, so we're threatening the kill now. We got 7, 11, 12, 13 damage. Healing is not good enough. He needs Mind Control. And even Mind Control is not that great. A Mind Control on this, they would trade. Basically, whichever one he Mind Controls, I can just trade. Shadow Word Death. Wow, if he'd had that just a little bit ago, he would probably be winning the game now. As it is, well, let's take a look at what I draw before I do anything. All right, I'm going to go for it. So this is very risky. Well, it's not very risky, but if he top decks a Mind Control, he does, in fact, win the game. But I feel like that's a pretty narrow possibility. Since he already played 1, even if he has 1 more, it's 1 in 15 odds. I'm willing to take that chance. Otherwise, I'm only leaving 5 damage on the board, which isn't enough to kill him, so I feel like I'm running into less of a risk by putting the Ironbark Protector out. Okay, thankfully no top deck Mind Control today. That would have been a very dazzling end to my arena. We make it into the money, and even into some more money, because we get the daily quest complete. That is awesome. Boss Hoss. Alright, well, we're getting our entry fee back. We're clawing here. At the moment, what I really want to do, even more than making it to 8 wins to get extra gold, I really want to make it to 9 wins, because I haven't done that in a while, actually. So it'd be nice to get another 9-win arena run on this channel. And I don't know what it is about Druids. I don't know if I just figured them out, or if the metagame has shifted or something like that, but I've been doing very well with Druid lately. Better than Shaman, better even than Priest. Pretty much been my best class as of late. This is kind of an unfortunate hand to be first with. I'd love to be second, because then I could coin Wild Growth, play Scarlet Crusader on turn 2. As it is, I have to play Wild Growth on turn 2, and then I have 4 mana on turn 3, so the Scarlet Crusader time kind of passes her by. Luckily, I drew a 4-drop, which is great. So yeah, that'll be nice to see. This is actually a pretty nice thing to drop on turn 3. Warriors aren't the best at dealing with it then. Alright, here's a coin, and... Lots of the Raider. Well, I don't really want to see anything fast from my opponent, but of all the things that he could have played, certainly that isn't the worst. He's used his coin at least, so at most he can play a 2-drop now. If he does play a 2-drop, I'm going to be, you know, basically dropping this guy down and putting down a prayer, because if he keeps the pressure up on turn 3 and clears this out, I'll be in a lot of trouble. Okay, this is interesting. So it's a 4-2. That actually makes the Scarlet Crusader a very tempting play, because the Scarlet Crusader can deal with this stuff. Sen'jin Shieldmaster also trades with both of them. And yeah, I guess I'll use up both of my mana then. If I'm able to trade with both of them, I might as well just play the creature that costs more mana. Now, if he has Shattered Sun Cleric on this, and they trade, he could run away with this game, because he'll have a 3-3 and a 2-2. All I will be putting down is a 3-3. Sadly, I'll be at 5 mana, and I will only be able to do this in Hero Ability, but Hero Ability isn't good enough to kill anything of his. So if he plays Shattered Sun Cleric, I would say that I would just vote on him. I would bet that he's going to win the game. Or anything that would let him trade this directly with my Sen'jin. Alright, mercifully he doesn't have that. Looks like he's just going to 2-for-1. That is great. That's exactly what I want to see. Okay. Well, I'm going to hold off on the Scarlet Crusader. Let's play Vengeful Mercenary. This is a value mercenary. I'm not going for the kill with this. I'm going to try to just trade with, you know, at least 2 creatures. And I can even play a Scarlet Crusader next turn, which is great. Now, if he plays nothing this turn, which is possible, I could like end up killing the golem and wanting to Hero Ability to finish off the damaged one. But most likely I'm going to be just playing a Scarlet Crusader.
What now?
Ah, he can actually trade it in and kill this thing. Is he going to, or is he going to hit my face? Oh, he's going to trade me. Okay, this is, I think, a very smart move. In general, when your opponent plays a Vengeful Mercenary, sometimes the right thing to do is to ignore it. Now, I think I want to play this Earthen Ring Farseer. The question is, do I heal my Mercenary or myself? I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of a risk. I'm going to heal the Mercenary. So if I lose by 3 health, then so be it. But the thing is, right now, he can only deal 2 damage to me. It's not that big of a deal. So I could definitely lose because of this, but then again, I could also draw my Panda, put this back into my hand, and get the healing on me later. I figured it was worth it to not let this just trivially die to the Harvest Golem. So it's definitely scary on turn 5, being at 20 health versus a Warrior. Warriors, you don't think of them necessarily as a burn class, but you know, when you see like a Warrior play like Arcanite Reaper and Upgrade, you realize they have a lot of burn potential. So it's nice that my Hero Ability gains me life, although it means I don't really want to be using it to hit creatures either. Next turn's a bit unfortunate because I've got 7 mana, which means I can't play a creature and hero up. I can only do one or the other. Alright, he's going to do that. I'm curious to see where he wants to... Oh, he's just going for my throat. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So, I think here... Starfire is a temptation just to kill this dwarf off. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yep. I'm going to Starfire on this dwarf. Get some cards, and I'm just going to clear his board out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Vengeful Mercenary here. This leaves both of my creatures alive. Now, they are both heavily damaged. And a Whirlwind will kill them both here, which, you know, if he has the Whirlwind, he has the Whirlwind. That's life. But I feel like I'm okay with playing into a card that some people would not even draft in the arena, and may not necessarily get drawn.
Mind if I roll knee?
At this point, basically, I need to trade with his stuff because I can't afford to get hit anymore. Basically, is the situation at the moment. Okay, so the question is, do I kill a Loot Hoarder with my Hero Ability, going down 1 health? I think I can go down 1 more health. So we'll trade off my guy. He's done his job, I think. Hero up. Kill that Loot Hoarder off. And we're going to play Scarlet Crusader. And a Shattered Sun Cleric. I'm going to put this guy above Whirlwind levels, just in case. Now, with 6 cards, he could definitely apply enough pressure to really kill me. To because this board's not super impressive. I'm at the point where, since I'm at half life, whatever he plays, I have to kill. So if I'm not able to kill his stuff efficiently, he could still win this game very easily. It's a very good game. It's a very tense game. All right, here's the Arcanite Reaper. So he's going for my face. Is he going for the burn? Or is he going for my creatures? He's going for the kill. So here is where attempting to do something like Dragon the Mechanic Frostwolf Warlord, what I actually need to do instead is play the Frostwolf Warlord and freeze my opponent, because this saves me a lot of health. And I have to decide now between putting down a Shattered Sun Cleric or doing this to gain a life. I think another creature on the board is more important. Let's buff, I don't know, the one with Divine Shield, I suppose. And we're gonna swing. My opponent has a lot of health because I was able to do basically no damage to him all game. 19, am I close enough? What is this? 5, 8, 12, 16, 19, 20, but he can armor up to 21. And of course he has this whole turn to kill my creatures with spells or play taunts or whatever. So yeah, I would need to draw, well, I've already used Starfire, so I would need to draw Swipe or Claw or an Argent Commander to be able to kill him next turn. The problem is that I don't have any oozes in this deck. I never saw any in my draft, and I'm not seeing any taunts here. This is why taunt is good. A taunt against this weapon would be so amazing. So what I need is either taunt, like Druid of the Claw. I've already used Sungeon Shield Master. So a Druid of the Claw or a Mogishan Warden, or I would need a Panda. So I could Panda this and replay it, and then freeze him again. That's basically my main hope here. So I'm 1 damage short of killing him. Arcane Golem, is he going to go for the throat, or is he going to actually trade a creature off? He's giving me an extra mana crystal. It's of course irrelevant. I was going to get up there anyway. I really wish this were Druid of the Claw. Same stats, but the Druid has taunt. So if I hadn't frozen him, he can get me down to 1 health right now, which is a bit scary. He's going for the kill. I think he's making the correct call because I can't kill him. 5, 8... 5, 8, 12, 16, 19. No, it's not enough. Fuck. 5, because this thing is useless. So 5, 8, 5, 8, 12, 16, 19, 20. Not enough. What I have to do is kill that thing. I can't actually play this and this because I'm out of I'm actually out of space on the board. So I have to hero up because I need the life. And I cannot play these swarm creatures before the... Oh no, wait, how much? There's a 7 creature limit, right? So yeah, I could play 1 and the Frostwolf Warlord. So we'll do this.
I don't have enough.
Oh, I don't have enough mana. I'm dumb. Well, anyway, I don't think it matters that much. So we'll do this, this. So I'm threatening lethal, but he only needs to deal 2 damage to me besides this Arcanite Reaper to kill me. So any charge creature basically, or any burn spell will do it. And he has a heroic strike. Well played, motherfucker. God, that was a good game. That was a good game. I can't complain too much. But I had so many outs. I had several taunts. I had several burn spells. Maybe there was something I could have done to get damage in more precisely in that game. Maybe the Ventrico Mercenary was a mistake and I should have traded it out sooner. But, that was frustrating. Alright, well, good games, good runs. I'm happy to have made it into the money. I did get very lucky last time I got up to 7 wins. I got 210 gold, which is the most I'd ever seen. The minimum seems to be 155, which is what I'm about to get. So that's awesome. At least we got back our entry fee. We got a free pack, basically, for our skill in the arena. That's totally fine. And let's go ahead and begin Papa Boris' Happy Fun Time bonus hour with our post-game rituals. Shield Slam, I don't think I have that card. If you are heading out, please like and or subscribe on your way out. I would appreciate that tremendously. If you enjoy Papa Boris' Happy Fun Time bonus hour, let's take a look. Yes, that is a new epic. And I don't have any of those yet. Wow, that's great. That's 2 packs in a row, actually, where I got an epic I didn't have, which is nice. No new cards besides that. Okay, so let's take a sneak peek at our next arena. It is going to be Warlock, Druid, or Shaman. Oh, God, I keep seeing Warlock and Shaman all the time. I might just play Druid twice in a row. I don't know. We'll take a look at the history and make a selection from there. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and or subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Till then.